Kyrie Irving, in the world of sports, he goes back and forth after he appeared to promote an anti-Semitic film. Now, if you guys don't know this, Kyrie Irving, who's never had any controversy, he went on his social media and he posted a link to a documentary called Negroes Wake Up Black America. It's a 2018 film.
Hebrews to Negroes. Wake up.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'll say it again. Hebrews to Negroes. Wait, hold on. Hebrews. It's no disrespect intended.
Oh, wait, it's the turn down.
Hebrews to Negroes.
Let me tell them, it's the turn down service.
Hi, no thank you, I'm fine. Okay, appreciate it.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Oh, don't do it. That's how you sound. She can't even hear this.
I can't hear you because I have my AirPods in. Thank
you. It's Hebrews to Negroes. Hebrews to Negroes. Wake Up Black America. It came out in 2018. It's a film that reportedly focuses on anti-Semitic tropes. I've never seen the movie. I was so tempted to watch it last night. I was tempted to watch it just to see. You know what I mean? And this is the fucking problem. I was tempted to watch it just to see. Because the thing is with me, I always want to be able to make my own mind up on something. I'll probably still watch it. I'm not going to lie. But and now this is why the word promote is so key in this. Okay. So the movie claims that many famous high-ranking Jews have admitted to worshiping Satan or Lucifer. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I changed my mind. I had not seen that sentence. So I don't think I need any more. Okay. Kyrie was asked about that. Okay, so that happens, and then Nets owner, Nets governor, should I say, Josiah comes out and he talks about this. He says, we want to support this, and we hope that our players understand that anti-Semitic tropes, there's no place for them. Blah, blah, blah. Kyrie Irving comes back on his Twitter and seemingly tries to clarify what he meant by posting it. He claims to be an omnist, so he respects all religions and all different religious tenets and everybody's point of view on that. And then he was asked about it post-game this weekend. This is what Kyrie had to say.
I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community, and what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I can talk about the game and go home to my son, Elohim, and my wife, Marlene, okay?
Am I to take it that this was, what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was, you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time last year to read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
we're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not?
Okay. So let's have a conversation with love here. Okay.
With love.
Always with love for me when I'm talking to black men.
Okay.
Even in disagreement, even in vehement disagreement, even in dangerous, even in war, intellectual war. It's always love. I have a dream, Rachel.
Don't get me started.
Okay. I have a dream. And my dream is to exist in a thriving Black community, a world society where different points of view on how we get to where we're going, different points of view on humanity, religion, and society, economics are all at the table for discussion.
Okay.
But in order for us to have that, we have to have responsibility. And we have to have a sense of not just personal responsibility, but cultural responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter has made it impossible for us to have conversations amongst one another without everybody knowing about them.
Okay.
Because when you say something publicly, I've had many people say to me, Van, why didn't you pull Kanye West aside and talk to him off camera about what he said at TMZ? And I said, because I say to them and I say now, because that wasn't sufficient. What was said on a very loud public forum.
Exactly.
And it needed to be met with a counter that was as loud, as direct, but with love and patience for someone who is standing in wrong. You're standing in a lot of wrong, brother. Let me help you. Let me pull you out of your wrong. I want to pull you out of your wrong, or what as I see as your wrong. At the same time, I don't really want it to get on me that much. So I'm going to put my hand out, but I need you to stick your hand out as far so we can get you out of that pit of wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of things that I haven't seen the documentary. So the only thing that, in terms of the documentary, and this is another reason why Van's curiosity gets douchebag alert. This is another reason why my curiosity gets to me sometimes, because I want to be able to counter the specific narrative in the documentary, right? I see here that the documentary talks about Jewish people who might worship the devil, and the fact that high-ranking Jewish people worship the devil. I already know that the documentary ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that there's much worth in having that conversation. This is why I'll tell Kyrie. This is why I would say to other brothers like Kyrie. You can't have it both ways. Kyrie Irving said it in the same soundbite right there, that he had influence and that he wanted to put something out there for his people, right? And at the same time, that he's not influential enough for us to care about what he's saying.
That's it.
And the reason why that's a cop-out from Kyrie Irving is because it both affirms that he's somebody that people listen to, but then tells everyone that I know that, but don't pay attention to what I'm saying. Move on to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
6 million followers on Twitter, Kyrie Irving has, and he has them because he is a great basketball player. He's used this platform to talk about a lot of things that are near and dear to him. It's the power of what he has. What I need these brothers to do is to. It's too much for me to ask for them to be able to filter through some of the lies that they're ingesting. That's too much to ask. I think it's too much to ask for me to say, hey, what you watching that documentary is most likely bullshit. In terms of the religious propaganda against Jewish people. If we want to have a conversation about Black people as Jews in the past, if we want to talk about what Jesus really looked like, if we want to talk about how the world sprang forth from Africa, who the original man is, I'm here for it all. If we're going to use pride in ourselves or pride in the origins of this world as we see them to discount or minimize somebody else's struggle, I can't get with that. I can't get with people who hate Jewish people more than they love themselves. Like, I can't get with anything that is used to kill, rape, or destroy another group of people.
Sure.
If we're talking about us and who we are, and anything that's been subtracted from who we are through history, anything that's been subtracted from who we are through school, let's have those conversations and get to a point to where we really have an understanding of what it is and what Black people have meant, what Africans have meant to human civilization. But I need Kyrie, his twin brother Kanye, and the rest of the people that are out there to understand that we don't live in a world where the ability to express yourself goes one way. Like your words are a boomerang.
Right.
You throw them out and then people throw them back to you.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, a couple of weeks before this, was sitting up there criticizing people over their treatment of Ben Simmons. Said, yo, give Ben Simmons a fucking chance. Give him a chance. You're using your platform to tell people how you would want somebody else to be treated. The people that have a problem with what he posted on his Twitter are using their various platforms to tell him how they have a problem with what it was that he promoted. And he did promote it. Nobody's trying to silence you. Nobody's trying to cancel you.
Right.
People just don't want to hear that shit. And if it means enough for you to post something,
right,
it should mean enough for you to have the conversation too. So I just hope that they understand that. I don't hate Kyrie Irving. I don't want Kyrie Irving silenced. What I want Kyrie Irving to do is to be responsible. What he did on that during that press conference,
right,
it was cowardly. It was throw a brick and hide your hand. Stand on it. Stand on it. Have the conversation on it. Understand that some people are going to be mad about it, pissed about it. If you're willing to have that conversation, you might just learn why. And I think that could help you and everybody that's involved in the conversation. And I stand on that.
So well said. I really don't have anything to add to that. All I will say is what what Kyrie did in that press conference looked very familiar. And it was, I say what I want to say, and then I want to blame everybody else for it, and I don't want to take responsibility. We've seen it before. We see it a lot with politicians. It looked very, very familiar. And after coming off of what he did with Alex Jones and tweeting that out, I would have thought that he would have been...
Tell him about that. We didn't talk about it. Tell him about that.
We did. We talked about him tweeting about, he tweeted, was it a message? Was it a video? He tweeted something in regards, I thought we did. He tweeted something in regards to Alex Jones that promoted something. And I use the word, go ahead.
He talked about, he posted a clip of Alex Jones from what he says is the late 90s, talking about secret societies and who runs what and whatever. And he says, while he doesn't support what everyone said about Sandy Hook, he does believe that Alex Jones was right in what he was saying in the late 90s.
Didn't he say he promoted it? Didn't he say that after he got criticized? And so that's the thing with Kyrie. You're putting something out there. You're claiming you're not promoting it, but you're using your platform to put it out there and for people to take from it whatever they want to. You come across as a person who doesn't just flippantly promote certain things or put certain things out there. You stand behind them. So coming off of Alex Jones, and it seemed like you didn't have full knowledge of all the things that Alex Jones stood for or why people so are upset with the things that he said or him being a part of this lawsuit. I mean, now... you know the story. We talked about it. I would think that you would have learned from that. And instead you did it again. And then you want to blame everybody else for what's happening. Oh, you just want fame from this. Oh, I don't expect you to understand this. Oh, just stick to basketball. Oh, I'm not promoting it. You can't do that. You can't do that. Can't put something out there and then it be free of consequence. So I just want to say I will be at the Brooklyn Nets game tonight. That does not mean that I'm supporting Kyrie.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Go watch the fucking game. You know, it's like...
I'll wait say anything new when this comes out.
Go watch the fucking game.
I'm going to have a good time at the game.
It's poor Steve Nash. They just can't play regular basketball up there, man. There's always something going on. Steve Nash is like... Steve Nash just looks like a fucking deer in headlights. The last thing I want to say in this is like... I hope. So look, a lot of, for me growing up, I'll speak for myself. A lot of what I learned about myself and my people and my heritage was shrouded in conspiracy. So let me put it to you like this. Let me try to make this relatable to some people. Deep down, we know that they're not telling us everything about who we are. Like, you look at the messages that you see on television, you look at the images that you see on television, you look at all of this stuff, and deep down, you know that what they're telling you is not the truth of who you are. And you have a distrust of information. Yeah, you have a distrust of information. You have a distrust of the story that you're being told about who you are as a Black person, as a member of the world society. What is being left out? We talked about the fact on this podcast that vaccination is something that was developed by West Africans, right? West Africans and Indians, right? In the form of variolation. But that's not what you hear. What you hear about when you hear about vaccination is Edward Jenner, the father of vaccination, a white man who was variolated when he was a kid and went on to take that process that he was able to understand from the Black people who variolated him and then turn it into a vaccine. He becomes something. Meanwhile, we've contributed nothing to civilization. So you hear stories about Black people that invented this, Black people that came up with this, Black people who were here, Black people who were there, who the Moors were. You know what I mean? Where you might be from, what people did. In school, they don't even really teach you about the Haitian Revolution, okay? Where a bunch of Black people down in Haiti, led by Toussaint Louverture, Dewey Bookman, killed their slavers and took their island back and have been paying for it ever since. You don't hear about these things. So because we realize that there are all these hidden histories, because we realize that there are all these things that we're not being told, it can sometimes make us susceptible to anyone with an agenda telling you, have you heard the truth? It can sometimes make us susceptible to anyone who believes whatever they believe telling you, brother, let me hip you to what's really going on. Just the CIA killed Marvin Gaye. To have a conversation about that as a kid, like listen to my two uncles talk about that. Marvin Gaye was making too many songs about uplifting the community, so the CIA had him killed. Listen to my dad going, ain't nobody have him killed. Marvin Gaye was dealing with something and he got into it with his daddy. It happens all the time. Like all of these things, we think about all of these things. We talk about all of these things. You know, there was a conspiracy to have O.J. Simpson locked up. We'll believe that.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm not saying it in any way to say that like we're fucked up or we don't have but we'll believe that. We'll believe that because we know that brothers have been put in that situation before. Right. There's nothing fucked up about the world that we won't believe. I'm asking all of my brothers, now that this stuff is being mainstreamed, now that this weirdly racist, anti-Semitic stuff is being mainstreamed, and that's what's happening. It's being mainstreamed. It's going to go mainstream. I'm asking you guys to ask the appropriate questions about your fellow man. Not to ingest things, not to put them in your soul, not to imbibe them without thinking about the human beings on the other side of that, without thinking about the community on the other side of that, in all walks of life, without thinking about the actual people. Fuck Twitter. Fuck your interviews. The people that will suffer when some of these ideas are mainstreamed. Have you litigated these things enough that somebody might get shot in the fucking head for it? That's it. And if you want to talk to me, call me. I have no problem staying on the phone with you niggas. You know.
Well, we know we met Jack.